Renee Moreno, and I went out on the street to talk to students and see what they had to say about football, Thanksgiving, and most importantly, the UT-TCU game.
Right, and on Saturday, the Longhorns women's rowing team hosted the head of the Colorado competition here at Lady Bird Lake. The varsity 8-member boat took a first place with a time of 18 minutes 19 seconds, and one of the novice 8-member boats took first as well. Following these wins, the varsity squad traveled up to Princeton, New Jersey for the Princeton Chase. Unfortunately, this match didn't go quite as well for the Horns. Their top team, one of the 4-member boats, finished the nearly 3-mile race in 17 minutes 50 seconds, but that landed them in 14th place. The team will finish their fall season next weekend in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
I'm Renee Moreno for College Press Box, and today I went out on the street to talk to students about the 2012 football season, some preliminary Super Bowl predictions, and even a little bit about tattoos.
The men's basketball team here is hoping for an additional player that will increase their number of wins this season. The women, however, are relying on their current players, a home crowd advantage, and the momentum from their win against TCU to help them out in their game against the Iowa State Cyclones last Wednesday. Texas's Selena Rodrigo would end up scoring a career-high 10 points for the Longhorns. Empress Davenport and Chastity Fuzel would both reach double figures in scoring during the game. Texas had a very close game all the way through the first half. However, they would ultimately fall to the Cyclones 67-48. The Longhorns are now 10-14 against Iowa State all time, but they still have a winning record at home this season with a 7-3 score. And yesterday marked the beginning of the 3-day Alamo Invitational in San Antonio for the women's golf team. On Sunday, sophomore Taziria Abe had on par 72 in the first round. At the end of Sunday, Oklahoma was atop the leaderboard and Texas was in 14th place. However, after today's play, Arkansas seems to have taken a 2-stroke lead, and Texas has now fallen to last place. Texas's leader, Julia Beck, is currently in 43rd place overall. Thought football season ended back in January when Alabama ran all over Notre Dame? Well, think again. One of the biggest days in the college football world, besides the Heisman ceremony and the national championship, of course, was just last Wednesday, National Signing Day. Texas had a smaller class of recruits this season, only 15, but Coach Mack Brown said that they think that their skills and talents will offset the smaller class size. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these recruits. Julian, run us through them.
Welcome back to KVR News. College Press Box's Renee Moreno is here with a look at this weekend's basketball game.
Thanks, Sarah. The Longhorns hope to get their first conference win of the season this past weekend against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Let's check out the highlights. We have the team here preparing for this game, and Cameron Ridley will tie the game up 2-all right here. We have Texas Tech's Josh Gray with the ball, and he will pass it to Dustin Hannes, who will make this jumper right here, and Texas Tech will get back in the lead 4-2. We're at 8:48 left in the game, and Cameron Ridley again will assisted by Javon Felix, and Texas will tie it up 4-all. Our coaches are not quite happy here with how the Longhorns are playing, but hopefully on this play right here by Prince eBay, Texas tying up the game 10-all. Hopefully that made that one happy. With 10:18 in the first half still to go, DeMarcus Holland makes a layup for Texas to increase their lead to 14-11, which they will keep going into the half. Here we have Texas' own Julian Lewis with the ball, and he will make this layup right now for Texas to continue with their lead, 37-25. 7:53 left in the game. Julian Lewis with the ball once more makes a 3-point shot for Texas to increase the lead, 40-26. Here we have Texas's Jalen Bond, and he will steal this ball from Tech's Dalen Robinson. And at 13:03 in the second half, Jalen Bond will get the ball and make a layup this time for Texas to continue to lead 48-34. With 8:59 left in the second half, we have Dustin Hammonds for Tech missing a jumper, but Connor Lambert got the rebound and for Texas. Jamal Williams of Tech just made a jumper to try and come back, but that wouldn't happen, especially if Julian Lewis had anything to say about it with that 3-point shot. So Texas will continue to lead 69-50. Texas Tech's Dalen Robinson will try and make this shot, but he didn't, and so Sheldon McClellan will get the rebound for Texas to hold on to the lead and win the game 37-57.
So Renee, what did this weekend's win tell us about the rest of the Longhorn season?
Well, it told us that Texas can win. They're doing good. They have the potential to be a really great team. While we shouldn't expect them to be Final Four ready and a perfect team, they definitely have somewhere to go and they have potential.
All right, thanks Renee.
After winning all of their games in the Texas Classic tournament through Saturday, the Longhorns had one last opponent on Sunday to maintain their winning streak and earn the program's 650th victory. The team that was trying to break Texas's 4-year pattern of staying undefeated during their opening weekend was the North Texas Mean Green. Let's take a look at the highlights. So here we go. We're going to start the game, and we're just going to look at the second inning. And we're going to start with Tori Schmidt on third base and Stephanie Hsiao at bat. And Hsiao will single to center field to give Schmidt the score for Texas to bring that lead to 1 up. Hsiao is on second now. Hoagland will hit a single to the shortstop. Hsiao will advance to third. Hoagland stole second while Hsiao stole home for the score to become 2-0 Texas. So now we have Hoagland on third and Brigé Washington at bat. And Washington is going to hit an inside of the park home run for Hoagland to score and the score to become 4-0 Texas right now. And so now we have Kim Bruins on third, Erin Shireman on second, Holly Kern on first, and Tori Schmidt was at bat, and she singled right there to right field, so Shireman scored, and Bruins scored to make the score 6-0 Texas, and Texas would keep this lead and win the game 9-1.
Back to KVR News, we're here in studio with College Press Box's Renee Moreno with the latest on Longhorn sports.
Thanks, Cassandra. Jared Elliott has achieved another notable accomplishment as the Texas volleyball head coach. Adding to his recent 2012 NCAA National Championship and his 2012 AVCA Coach of the Year title, Elliott has sealed his 300th win on Saturday when the Longhorns defeated Illinois 3-2. Junior All-American Haley Eckerman led the team with 23 kills, and Bailey Webster recorded 17 kills. With the volleyball team had success on the road, the football team struggled at home. The Longhorns took on number 25 Ole Miss on Saturday. Let's go out to DKR for the highlights. Here we have UT basketball alum Kevin Durant joining the 100,000 plus in attendance on Saturday. And Ole Miss, first drive, they got to the 5-yard line, and there's quarterback Bo Wallace handing it up to Jeff Scott, who scored a 5-yard touchdown for Ole Miss to take an early 7-0 lead. And then on their second drive of the game, Ole Miss is on the 18, and Wallace's pass to Dante Moncrief, 18 yards for a touchdown, and the Texas defense has now given up 14 points in the first 8 minutes of play. Texas finally setting up in the red zone late in the first, and Case McCoy with a pass to Mike Davis for a 13-yard touchdown, and Texas is trying to rally here, bringing the score to 14-7. Ole Miss drives down the field again, this time in the second, but Texas defense and Cedric Reed were not going to let that happen. He bats down the pass for let Texas try and take over, and that was a Case McCoy to Jonathan Gray pass for another touchdown, and Texas now takes a 17-14 lead. And then we have the Texas defense trying to make a stop before the half, and a phenomenal tackle right here by Jackson Jeffcoat will force an incomplete pass and let Texas go into the half up 23-17 after a field goal by Farah. Early in the third quarter, not quite such a good story. Case McCoy with a pass here that is almost intercepted, and, you know, Texas just not looking too good. Here on the Texas 15, Bo Wallace fakes the handoff, and our cameraman spins in for a touchdown, and the Ole Miss regains a 24-23 lead after that 8-yard drive right there. Still in the third quarter, Ole Miss yet again in their red zone, and Wallace has a toss to Engelman for a 17-yard touchdown, and Ole Miss is silencing the crowd with a 31-23 lead. You know, Case McCoy fumbled the ball right there. Mike Mary from Ole Miss recovered that, and Texas is just looking defeated at this point in the game. Texas defense struggles one more time, and that is Walton with an 8-yard rush up the side, and Texas loses 44-23, scoring absolutely no points in the fourth quarter.
So Renee, with Mac Brown being booed by fans in the first half, I have to ask, is his job as head coach safe?
Definitely for this season, he'll be fine. He's such like a name towards the program. They're not going to get rid of him in the middle of the season. If they get rid of him this year, it'll be after a nice ushering out. But because of that, he has the protection of one season, the rest of the season. So maybe if he can turn it around, he'll get to stay a little bit longer.
What's more important on Thanksgiving, the food or watching the football games?
I would say the football games, because I like to go to bars and stuff, and go to the bar, get watch the football game, especially UT, you know. What's up to UT?
Hi, I'm Renee Moreno, and I went out on the street to talk to students and see what they had to say about football, Thanksgiving, and most importantly, the UT-TCU game. What's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
For sure, running the turkey trot, and then getting real hungry, and then going home and eating a whole bunch of turkey.
Making a turkey with my parents and just being together with family and making food.
The A&M and UT game, because I was we're house divided, my house, and my sister's from A&M, and me and my other sister went to UT, so I loved watching that. But now that that's gone, I guess NFL would be my second best thing.
So what do you think about the whole UT having to play TCU instead of A&M on Thanksgiving Day?
I'd rather play A&M, but we can get a win against TCU. It'll spark us maybe to get a win against Kansas State and get our name back up for maybe a BCS bowl. So
If we're playing versus A&M, I would stay for the game, but it's TCU and I'm going home. I'm like,
we're gonna miss the tradition of A&M, but I don't know. I'm glad they're still doing a Thanksgiving game at least. They didn't move the game or anything.
And it's saddening, but we're gonna kill the Horned Frogs.
I think actually it's a renewal of an even older rivalry whenever they used to be in the same conference originally. So I guess just give it time to see how it goes.
If Mac Brown invited you to his Thanksgiving dinner, what are you bringing?
A football for him to sign.
No, I do the ham. I do the honey ham. I wouldn't even mess that up. That'd be like the best dish there, hands down.
Mashed potatoes, that's my specialty.
I would say I bring a bottle of Cristal or some Louis XIII, champagne and cognac.
All right. I'm Renee Moreno for College Press Box, and today I went out on the street to talk to students about the 2012 football season, some preliminary Super Bowl predictions, and even a little bit about tattoos. So the first question is, there's this camel that apparently has psychic powers, and it predicted that the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Do you agree with this camel?
Yes, I do.
I agree. I think the Ravens are going to pull it out. Ray Lewis is going to motivate the team, and I think Joe Flacco's become an elite quarterback.
Okay, so some hardcore basketball fan just got a full arm tattoo of Charlie Villanova. Whose face would you get tattooed on your body and where?
Probably Scarface and right here on my arm.
I would get Robert Plant. He's the singer from my favorite band, and I'd get it right here.
Skrillex.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
You? Drake.
Where would you get these?
On my arm. Right here. On my side.
The Notorious B.I.G.
And where?
On my butt.
And ESPN just gave the Texas Longhorn football teams a C+ for their 2012 season. Do you agree with this grade?
Wait, football season?
Football season, C+. Do you agree with this grade, or would you change it?
I would change it to a D-. You know, the Alamo Bowl win got it up from a F to a D-, in my opinion. You know, we sucked pretty bad. You know.
I'd probably give them like a B.
A for effort.
Yeah, A for effort.